CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by the Intel Pentium 3 processor, Delta Airlines, 1-800-COLLECT, and by Chevrolet Trucks.
Welcome back, everyone. The next tip-off coming your way is 3:20 Eastern Time. That will be out of the West region when the Texas Longhorns take on the LSU Tigers. And for a preview, let's take you out to Salt Lake City now and check in with Craig Bolerjack.
Greg, the snowpacked mountains of the Wasatch Front surrounding Salt Lake City, side of the West region, and today, round 2 matches Texas and LSU, the 5th seed against the 4th seed. Longhorns, easy win in round 1. Not so easy for LSU. Later today, Arizona, the #1 seed in the West, taking on the Badgers of Wisconsin. And hi, everybody. Craig Bolerjack along with Barry Booker. Welcome inside the Huntsman Center here in Salt Lake City. First game of the day, LSU against Texas. 2 big front lines, 2 big physical front lines, and a chance for the country to see the All-American, the 7-footer, and Chris Mihm.
Chris Mihm, a strong performer at the center position, did a great job against Indiana State, clogging up the middle, went for 16 points and 8 rebounds in that game after a slow start. And then yesterday, suffering from some flu-like symptoms, had diarrhea and a little bit of trouble there, but I talked to him before the game today, and he said he's feeling a lot better today.
Well, Barry, LSU survived a scare against Southeast Missouri State in the first round. Some question whether or not LSU could handle the altitude here in Salt Lake City. Well, head coach John Brady had a quick response.
We're all on a level playing field, so if that seems to have come up, but certainly it seems to be that they're in the same position we are, so I don't think it's really a big factor.
It's the 5th seed Texas against the 4th seed LSU Tigers. That's coming up on CBS. Right now, let's go back to New York, and here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, thanks very much, Clark. You heard them talk about those big physical front lines. Is that the kind of game you expect?
I certainly think it will be a rock'em sock'em, very physical game, but the difference very well could lie in the underrated Texas backcourt. Experienced, tough, and capable from behind the three-point line, although streaky.
Okay, Clark, we were talking about Chris Mihm. 2 years ago, the Texas basketball program was in a tailspin, and it came crashing down when the class grades of Longhorn Luke Axtell were released to a local radio station. Head coach Tom Penders was forced to resign. Several players left the school. The aftershocks of the incident linger, as this week Axtell and a former assistant coach, Eddie Oren, sued Penders in connection with the scandal. They alleged, among other things, personal humiliation and mental anguish. 7-foot center Chris Mihm was a freshman back then, and like all his teammates, he was uncertain of his future with the team. Enter coach Rick Barnes. He produced a new script for the forlorn Longhorn program with a starring role for Chris Mihm.
Quick, come on, good passes. Come on, run hard, run the floor.
You know the drill.
Come on, full speed now. Come on, quick, turn around, go quick.
The player has talent, lots of it. With some solid coaching, he'll go far. And that's been the formula for this Texas team.
I really believe that he's just scratching the surface to how good a basketball player that he can be. But he's got greatness in him. Now, the question is he going to work and have the passion over a long period of time? Because he's still a very young player. He's not even close to being the player he's going to be. And if he can continue to work and make the strides that he has the next 2 years over a long period of time here, I think he has unlimited potential.
Let's go, next group, let's go. Come on, quick, let's go. Come on, quick, let's go.
Yeah, I've still got a lot to learn in basketball, and he stayed on me and always pushed me. No matter what I get, he's always there to push me along and make sure I'm not complacent.
Chris Mihm was raised in Austin, so his destiny to play for the Longhorns was never in doubt. But after the schoolboy standout arrived at Texas, the trouble took hold, and he wondered whether he'd stay.
I really had high expectations, and when everything kind of broke and the turmoil came out, and it looked like everyone was going to break ship and run, I definitely kind of kept my options open, and I never asked for my release or anything like that. But it would have been an option if Coach Barnes hadn't come in.
And when Chris said that he was staying, I was like, it wouldn't be fair for me. I've known Chris for this long just to take off on him. And if he can, I basically said if he can stick it out, I can stick it out.
So with the heart of Texas intact, Chris can set about his goal of redefining the Longhorn standard.
I'd like to be recognized as one of the best, or if not the best player to put on a Texas uniform. I'd like to try and take this team farther than it's ever been before.
I think he already has had an impact on this program, but the impact that he has a chance to make on this state in its high school basketball, the trickle-down effect could be enormous.
Here's the scariest thing I heard in that entire piece. Rick Barnes says Chris Mim isn't even close to being as good as he's going to be.
He's got tremendous potential, and what he gives Texas is a consistent presence at both ends of the floor, and that's something the opposition has to make first on their priority list when they game plan for Texas.
All right, here's what's going to happen now, folks. The next tip-off is coming your way. It's Salt Lake City. That'll be at 3:20 p.m. Eastern Time. We will get everyone started on Texas against LSU. Those of you expecting the 3:30 tip in Cleveland, Utah, and top seed Michigan State, we will get you there in time for the tip-off of that game. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the day as we continue to travel the road to the Final Four.
It's a perfect day to put on the skis in Salt Lake City, but even a better day to play college basketball. It's round 2 of the West region here in Salt Lake City. LSU and Texas one step away from the Sweet 16, the number 5 seed taking on the number 4 seed. The Tigers beat Southeast Missouri State in round 1. Texas took care of Indiana State, and later today here at the Huntsman Center, Wisconsin taking on the number seed in the West, the Arizona Wildcats. And hi, everybody. Craig Bullerjack along with Barry Booker. Welcome inside here at the Huntsman Center. LSU a near first-round casualty. Barry, they needed a late three-pointer to move on to round 2.
Brian Bashara came up with a huge shot against Southeast Missouri State. Bashara had been struggling down the stretch of the season, but hit the biggest shot of the year so far for LSU to give them the three-point lead, and then they had to sweat it out as Roderick Johnson almost sent it to overtime.
You talk about Texas, they've got the big man, the 7-footer, and also Stromile Swift. Those two will match up today and give us quite a show.
Stromile Swift, dominant in the middle, came up with 6 block shots yesterday. A little bit lethargic early in that ball game, but phenomenal down the stretch to help LSU move on.
Barry, talk about Texas, because there's so much talk about the All-American, the 7-footer, and Chris Mim, but because of LSU and their physical nature, Mim's going to have some help.
And he gets a lot of help. He draws so much attention that frees up some of the other big guys for Texas. Owens had a perfect day the other day, 7 for 7 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line, 48 points between those three inside, and Mim leading the way.
All right, stay tuned. It's LSU and Texas. We'll have those starting lineups when we come back to Salt Lake City, the Huntsman Center, right after this.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's the greatest land of all.
Introducing Chevy Impala. Designed, engineered, and built to be the most carefree car on the road.
See the USA.
Let's go for a drive. Impala. We'll be there.
Welcome back to Salt Lake City, second round of the West region. It's the 5th seed against the 4th seed, Texas against LSU. Head coach of the Longhorns, Rick Barnes, in his second season, has led Texas to a 24-8 record. Let's take a look at his lineup today. Chris Owens, 16 points off the bench in round 1 Thursday night. He'll get the start today. You'll also get a chance to see the All-American, the 7-footer, and Chris Mim. Darren Kelly, along with Ivan Wagner and William Clay. For LSU, they will counter with the man who hit the game winner against Southeast Missouri State, Brian Bashara, Stromile Swift. Keep an eye on this young man. He can do it on both ends of the court, along with Jabari Smith, Taurus Bright, the freshman, and Lamont Rowland. And the head coach of the LSU Tigers in his 3rd season is John Brady. And he's done a terrific job at LSU, 27-5, and a new contract extension is on its way for John Brady. Here in Salt Lake City, it's Texas and LSU. Texas leads the series 17-10 in the last meeting, Barry. You got to go back December 19th to 1998. And if that's any indication of what we may see today, buckle up. Overtime game.
Last season, LSU came up with a win.
Texas defeated Indiana State in round 1 on Thursday, 77-61, and LSU knocked off Southeast Missouri State, of course, with that buzzer winner by Mr. Bashara, 64-61. A lot of anticipation about this game. Chris Mim did not practice yesterday. Barry, as you mentioned, he had flu symptoms, took a lot of fluids last night, got rest, and we'll see how long his endurance is going to last today, because LSU will really try to beat him up.
No doubt. I talked to Chris Mim before the game and looked into his eyes. He looked strong today and said he's feeling a whole lot better, but not quite 100% for Texas.
Just underway, and the steal. Tigers picking the pocket. It's rolling, driving, and a whistle.
These two ball clubs are mirror images of each other. Big in the middle, although LSU, as their nickname would suggest, Tigers, a little more athletic quickness as Lamont Rowland gets the steal on Kelly. And Texas, huge in the middle, that grade A Longhorn beef inside, trying to come up big today for Texas.
Darren Kelly whistled for the foul. Smith tried the long jumper, rebound, and the bucket wouldn't fall for Bashara. And Texas dodges a bullet early as they grab the rebound. Mim.
Strong inside play as expected. Brian Bashara from point-blank range couldn't get that one down. As LSU's happy that he hit the one that he took before that three-pointer to beat Semo.
Play, driving, tipped by Mim.
Chris Mim following up, coming up with an easy basket inside.
Well, Mim had some foul trouble against Indiana State, but rallied back for 16 points, a rebound. Back the other way, another missed shot by LSU. Kelly controls it in the corner and flips it up to the front court to William Clay. 2-0 here early, second round West Region in Salt Lake City.
Both these teams rely heavily on their big people, but when their guards play well and shoot well from the outside is when they are most effective.
Down low to Owens. Had a good look. Swift going up on the high rung of the ladder to grab the rebound.
We've seen great looks at the basket so far. Both teams maybe a little bit tight here, playing in the round of 16 of the NCAA tournament.
Barry, do you buy the situation with altitude here? Baton Rouge, sea level, humidity high. You come here, it's a dry climate. Altitude around 5,000 feet here at the Huntsman Center.
And in Baton Rouge, you almost have to chew the air before you breathe to get it down. But and this is a very different environment. I think it does have an impact on LSU.
One bucket scored here early, 2-0 that belongs to Mim on a tip-in. We've nearly played 2 minutes. Clay looking for the big fella. The All-American gets the double team, able to shoot short. Good defense. Owens, though, on the backside, and gets the bucket. And he'll get a chance for a three-point play. Owens, such a strong factor against Indiana State Thursday off the bench. He is the great nephew of Jesse Owens, and just look at the way that man's built.
And LSU double teaming with big people. Stromae Swift left Chris Owens to come over and double team, and that allowed Owens to get the opening, come up with that offensive rebound, get the bucket. Now a chance of the three-point play.
Owens a three-point play. Stromae Swift picks up the foul. So Texas jumping out to a 5-0 lead and put a little bit of backcourt pressure on LSU.
Both teams playing man-to-man defense as they usually do.
Swift, quick step, turns, and a whistle. Guarding him, Owens.
We've seen some quick whistles inside so far today. Owens, this is a very difficult matchup against one of the best power forwards in the nation. Stromae Swift, the co-SEC Player of the Year, the sophomore, trying to take it up and over Owens. Owens smacked him across the arm.
If there is a weakness in Stromae Swift's game from the free throw line, only 61%. Makes the first. So LSU breaks a bit of a drought at the 17:46 mark. And there's that front court of LSU. Swift, Smith, and Bashara.
Tough in the middle. Hard to take it in the lane against those three big guys for LSU. They block a lot of shots close to the basket.
Will Swift connects on both free throws. 5-2. Longhorns by 3. Wagner on the drive. Kicks it back out to the corner. Pull-up jumper. Touched and knocked by Bashara. Now they want to run. Bashara taking steps and a turnover.
But Shera has a little bit of a problem with turnovers. Torres Bright put him in a difficult situation, trying to catch the basketball in traffic and gather himself. He traveled.
Those of you waiting to watch Utah and Michigan State, we will send you to that region momentarily. That game's scheduled to tip at 3:30 Eastern. Utah and Michigan State.
LSU ball.
7:17 left. First half, Texas scored the first 5. LSU got a pair of free throws from Stromile Swift. Still looking for their first bucket from the floor. Rowland thought about the 3, goes to the baseline, moves it back out.
Mismatch inside.
Jabari Smith, contact, no whistle. Had the ball up on the rim, it fell off, and it was tipped out. So another good look, but yet no bucket for LSU.
LSU has had 3 or 4 great opportunities to score from within 5 feet of the basket, but unable to get anything down so far. It's Stromile Swift with 2 from the line, the only points for the Tigers.
Whistle underneath. It will go to Smith.
LSU foul number 52, Jabari Smith.
Well, Jabari Smith at the other end of the court had a mismatch, a big height advantage. He took it strong to the basket and then wide open, just couldn't get it down. Couldn't decide whether to lay it in or try to dunk it.
Mim will shoot free throws, 71% shooter. Well, Texas has hit 2 of 6. They're not burning the floor up at all, Barry. But how about LSU? 0 for 5 to start this game. Played nearly 3.5 minutes, and Jabari Smith 0 for 3.
Great looks at the basket, great opportunities. Not able to get anything down. But all the points so far this afternoon have come from the big people.
Mim with his 3rd point, averaging nearly 18 a game. Texas by 4.
Aggressive man-to-man defense by both clubs.
Swift. He likes the low block, but he can also shoot from outside. That ball stolen away. Another turnover by LSU here early.
Great feed by Darren Kelly to come up with a steal.
Well, he got a little fancy trying to get Mim on the trailer. Now showtime for Swift.
Stromile Swift high for the finish.
First team All-SEC and the conference co-player of the year. Averaging 16 points a game, just a sophomore out of Shreveport.
Good hustle by LSU to get back, knock it away from Texas, and then take advantage of the turnover.
Williams controls, looking for Mim. Again, draws the double team, tough shot, tipped around, loose ball. Williams chases it down for Texas. Jump shot, wide open. Gabe Muneke, who was told Coach Barnes, listen, let me play the first 3 minutes on the bench. I want to take a look at how this game is going to set up and then bring me in. So Gabe Muneke hits his first shot. And Texas opens up a 9-4 lead.
Fouls on Texas, number 3, Gabe Muneke, his first personal.
Muneke then comes down and is whistled for the foul. A timeout, 15-14 here in Salt Lake City. We'll be back to the Huntsman Center after this.
Welcome aboard Flight 211 to Cleveland with continuing service to Helsinki, on our way to Cairo, across to Beijing, looping around Kuala Lumpur, and back to Cleveland. Our estimated flying time is 2 weeks, 7 hours, and 12 minutes.
Can't do it in life? Do it on the web with the power of the Pentium 3 processor. And find out how to get even more from the Pentium 3 processor at Intel.com.
Texas leading LSU 9-4. Longhorns buried the 5th seed in the West. They had the number 15 ranking in the country coming into this game, the highest ranking in Texas school history.
It's a great matchup today. LSU number 10 in the country. This is more like a 3-4 matchup than a 4-5 matchup in the NCAA tournament.
Now both teams a little tight, as you may expect. Texas shooting 38%, 3 of 8. LSU only hitting 1 of 7 for 14. Jermaine Williams checking in for LSU out of the timeout. Williams Baseline jumper, too strong. Again, Texas crashing the defensive end as Beneke leaves it. Nice pass. Beneke rebounds the miss. And then knocked down of bounds, and last touch by LSU.
Great scoring opportunity there for Texas. They had numbers, a 4-on-1 break. Torres Bright for LSU did a good job clogging things up and forcing Texas to take it out of bounds.
Lawrence Williams, also number 22, checking in for Rick Barnes. When you think of a 7-footer likes to play low block all the time, not Mim. He can shoot it from outside. Now he works his way back down in the paint. Kelly swings around with 11 on the shot clock. Kelly the drive, looking for Mim. One-on-one with Smith. Shot too strong. Loose ball. Last touch by Texas. LSU will have it.
Good D that time by Jabari Smith, forcing Mim to take a tough shot over the top. And Mim a little bit off his game as he was on Thursday early in that ball game.
Well, it's 9-4 Texas. And really it's Texas 9, Strohmeyer Swift 4. And that's the offense so far for LSU. A couple of free throws and 1 bucket.
Strohmeyer Swift, all 4 points for LSU, and not in the game right now as they're trying to use their bench a little bit more today.
A whistle away from the ball. Darren Kelly is going to pick up his second out of Forestville, Maryland. And Kelly was a big factor, Barry, in that Indiana State game. Struggled in the Big 12 tournament, but broke out against the Sycamores. 17.7 boards, and he has to take a seat early with the 2 fouls.
Could be trouble for the Longhorns.
On the drive, Rowland, big sweeping jump hook, and Lamont Rowland on the board out of New Albany, Indiana, transfer out of Barton County Community College, National JC Player of the Year. Turnover, one-on-one. Here comes Williams, gives it off. Oh, a little high dribble by Bridgewater, no call. Bridgewater working tough and gets the hoop.
It's been so difficult for LSU. They're getting great shots at the basket. And even that time, Bridgewater had a layup, couldn't get it down, had to take 2 chances to get it there. But LSU working hard and getting it done.
Bridgewater basically a bench player most of the season as Owen shots rims around the rim.
And that's 2 on Jabari Smith now.
But Bridgewater is going to get some time today. They're going to have to put him up against Mim and Beneke. Foul shot for Gabe Beneke out of Houston, Texas. At 16 points, 8 assists in the first round game. We'll get a complete game coverage with real-time desktop scoring in the Game Center. For the fastest coverage online, just click on March Mayhem at cbs.sportsline.com, or America Online users enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
As was the case on Thursday, Jabari Smith picking up 2 fouls early in the first half. He was only able to play 7 minutes in the first half against Southeast Missouri State, and that caused LSU a lot of trouble in their half-court offensive sets, as he is their best offensive weapon in the half-court setting.
So Barry, both teams with 2 key players in foul trouble early. Kelly with 2 for Texas, and Jabari Smith with a pair. That forces him to the bench. 13 minutes left in the half. Bridgewater, 9 on the shot clock. Bright feeds. Bridgewater will give and go. Nice off the window. Bridgewater, some instant offense for head coach John Brady. 2 buckets, 4 points, and Texas with a 1-point lead. Beneke fouled before he gave it back the other way to Wagner.
Torres Bright reaching in for LSU, getting points from an unlikely source. Brad Bridgewater, only averaging less than 2 points a game, comes up with 2 big hoops early in this ball game to keep LSU close. Sweet feed by Bright, setting up Bridgewater for the easy lay-in.
Whistle stops play. They were going to take it out underneath, and now over on the sideline. I think one of the officials was talking with Rick Barnes, or was that, yeah, John Brady. Said, no, let's, you got to do it on the side here.
And Larry Rose catching that one.
Clay around Bechera. Nice give inside, jamming it down is Owens.
Beautiful job by William Clay to set up that easy finish for Chris Owens. You see why Owens shoots such a high percentage. He gets easy shots. His teammates set him up. Clay going right around Bashara. You see Swift has to come over, and it's easy for Chris Owens.
And Barry Owens, tremendous game. I mean, tremendous against Indiana State. 16 points, 6 rebounds. He was 7 for 7, and that tied an NCAA record in first-round games.
That'll never be broken. 100% from the field. Chris Owens, and 2 for 2 from the line. Had a great day.
Bright driving and scoring. Wow.
Explosive Taurus Bright. Finally some points for a guard in this ball game. The big guys have done all the damage so far.
You like that, don't you?
Oh yeah, get those guards involved.
There you go. 13-12 Longhorns. Williams thinking about the 3. Lets it fly. Takes a high shot off the rim. LSU has it.
We've gone a while without seeing Chris Mim, and with Jabari Smith out, Mim can really do some damage in this ball game when he gets back in.
You have to wonder if the flu has anything to do with Mim on the bench. We'll take a break. It's Texas and LSU. Longhorns by 1. Texas by 1. We expected physical, and we're getting physical play. And for more on that, let's go to our other teammate here in Salt Lake City, Mike Harris. Mike?
All right, Craig. Well, as we've been saying all along, these are 2 very big physical teams, and the officials have already put them on warning. Look, guys, no shoving underneath. They have been warned because some of the guys have gotten a little too physical and have been shoving. So they've been put on warning.
Oh, that's double secret probation. I don't think it's gotten to that point.
They've been warned and whistled. 4 fouls each for these clubs early in the ball game.
Wagner lost it. Bright, good defense from behind. Mim checking back in after the timeout. Little jump hook, and boy, he quickly finds the bottom of the net. 5 points.
And with Jabari Smith out for LSU, Chris Mim doing work down low.
Boy, Owens at 6'8", got the right arm up. Picked it off. Another opportunity on the offensive end. Mim trying to spin in. Taking too many steps. Mim spinning too much, picks up the turnover.
Well, he's going to get a lot of traffic coming his way. He's going to have to make quick decisions, as he did then. That was a good, strong move to the basket.
5th turnover for Texas. Rowland fires up the 3 ball. Too strong. Nearly got the bounce. Bashara, the rebound. Had another good look, but it rolls off the iron. Bright with a fresh 35 on the shot clock for LSU. Well, Bashara told us, coach has stayed with me. He stayed with me. I'm struggling, and he comes up with a game winner on Thursday.
And he is struggling today. He can't weave a basket so far.
Contact underneath as Stromile Swift went strong.
That young man can hop. Look at him get up off the floor, taking it strong to the basket, going up high. Mim smacking him across the arm to slow him down. Wow, he is up above the rim, going to try and dunk that thing from about 8 feet out.
61% shooter. You see his first round numbers against Southeast Missouri, 13 and 6. Smith with his 5th point. First round against Southeast Missouri State. 3 LSU players in the double figures. Bright and Swift with 13. Smith had 17. How about LSU? They shot 62% in the second half. And Stromile, Swift, yeah, he can shoot, but he can also play defense at the big day in the block department.
Doing it well from the line so far. A 62% foul shooter. 4 for 4 so far from there today.
Steal by Rowland. Tried to feed inside to Swift off his hand, and then last touched. I believe Rowland may have got a hand on it.
Well, it's a tough pass to handle from Rowland to Swift, and just flew out of bounds. Texas lucky to get it back.
Rowland now with 3 steals at the 10:38 mark. Into Clay. 2-on-2. Clay pulls up jumper short. Mim rebound. Lost the handle. Moves in. Hits it off the window.
Texas doing great work on offensive boards. They've got 5 from there today, and now 10 of their points have come on second chance opportunities.
Chris Mim, first team All-America. First Texas player to ever be honored with first-team honors. And from the corner, Bashera. He's still working at it. Coach staying with him, and he hits the three from the corner.
Well, even though he's struggled so far today, he's got to have a lot of confidence after hitting that big one on Thursday.
17 all. Clay to Wagner. Around the horn it goes to Kelly. Mim. Short jump shot. Good touch off the iron, and the rebound to LSU. Here comes Torres Bright, the freshman. Bashera thought about the three. Drives, hangs. Rejected by Owens.
Chris Owens throwing that shot out of there from Brian Bashera.
Wagner brings it up for Texas.
Texas needs to continue to jam it inside to Chris Mim.
Hello. Ringing the dinner bell is Kelly. He's got the two fouls, still playing aggressive.
That's aggressive. Darren Kelly with two hands punching it over Brad Bridgewater.
Rowland, three ball.
In and out.
Owens, another rebound.
Well, we got some athletes on the court this afternoon.
Owens, nice dish, low inside. Oh, Mim had a good look, but good defense by Swift.
Some athletic play by the Texas front line. Chris Owens with a swat, coming up with a turnover for Texas. And then Darren Kelly driving it down the baseline and saying hello to Mr. Bridgewater. Welcome to the NCAA tournament.
I mentioned Kelly's only 6'3", plays like he's about 6'8" on that particular jam.
The 6'8" Brad Bridgewater can testify.
Texas by 2, under 9 minutes left in the first half here in Salt Lake. Round 2 of the West Region. Swift going one-on-one. Mismatch there. Underneath, Rowland got caught. And the shot falls down. LSU got the bucket. Dupree.
Yeah.
Dupree, a freshman out of Biloxi, Mississippi. Mim steps in to Clay. Fires up a knuckleball over the back. And it's Bashera. Over the back, his first.
Great offensive board work for Texas. Little dribble penetration causing the LSU players to collapse on defense, and Texas hitting the boards hard.
Wagner will inbound. Owens pulls it down. Under 8.5 to left. 8.5 minutes left here in the first half.
Big lineup on the court right now. Mim, Owens, and Manecki out there at the same time for Texas.
Wagner from long range. Boy, good looking shot, good rotation. Wagner averaging under 9 points a game out of San Antonio, knocks down to 3.
Better than 40% from three-point range this year. Ivan Wagner, great point guard and great shooter.
Well, he played 39 minutes against Indiana State. He rarely leaves the floor for Rick Barnes. Rowland.
Interesting matchup. Chris Mim guarding Ronald Dupree. Quickness advantage for LSU and Dupree.
6 on the shot clock. Looking for Swift on the post. Tough matchup there with Owens. Shot clock. You can hear the buzzer sound, and another turnover for LSU. Just good defense by Texas. Owens, free ball. Too strong, rolling the rebound. Dupree wants it for 3. You hear some clanking right now. Quickly down court. Texas tried to save it, but another turnover. Fast and furious, strong, also play inside. You're seeing it all. LSU and Texas will come back to Salt Lake after this.
Clark Kellogg in our studios in New York will keep you updated on Texas and LSU and get you back to Salt Lake City in a moment. First, we want to fill you in on what's happening in Cleveland, where the 8th seed Utah Utes are taking on Michigan State and taking them on quite nicely. We've been trumpeting all day about how hurt Utah is, but if you shoot well, Clark, you always have a chance.
And they are one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, Greg. They've made 3 of 5 to jump out to a 4-point lead over Michigan State right now.
Utah shooting 70% from the field. We are reminded that Rick Majerus in several interviews predicted Michigan State would come out of his region.
Well, I'm sure he was thinking that maybe his team wouldn't be facing Michigan State, but you can bet on this, Greg. He's got a game plan, and his kids will play with heart and execute it, even though they are undermanned a bit.
You know as well as I do, when you're undermanned, when there are injuries, sometimes that can absolutely have the opposite effect on a team.
Especially short term. In one-game situations, you really can galvanize yourselves as a group and put together a strong effort, surprising people that think because you're down a man or two that you don't have the chance against the #1 seed.
Michigan State, the top seed in the Midwest, and right now they are trailing Utah. Let's take you back to Salt Lake City, Texas and LSU, and rejoin Craig Bolerjack and Barry Booker.
Rolling jumper on the line. Mim rebounds for Texas. Longhorns by 4. Coming up on the 6-minute mark. Owens the other way. Flushes it down. 7 points, Owens. What a tremendous tournament Chris Owens is having, the sophomore from Duncanville, Texas. First game, 16 points. Already here with 7 against LSU. Smith working his way in. Nice shot. The big fella. He finally scores. That breaks a first-half drought. The senior from Atlanta. Texas by 4. All starters now have scored for both the Longhorns and the Tigers.
Jabari Smith playing with 2 fouls, able to come up with that basket. And Texas hustling it down the court, taking it inside. And they're shooting it well from outside as well. 3 for 5 on 3-pointers.
Manecki gives it off to Clay, puts it on the floor, kicks corner. Manecki, 3-point shot. Off the mark, pulled down by LSU. Here comes Rowland. Rowland taking it off his foot. And a turnover.
Substitution for LSU, number 3, Torres Price.
Well, of the Big East, 6-0. Barry. Indiana, Bobby Knight eliminated in the first round 7 times since '86.
The Big Ten having a good tournament, 5-1 so far. The Big 12 also 5-1, with only Missouri out so far.
Mim working tough. Tips in the miss, and Mim now with 9.
Texas dominant on the offensive board so far. That's 15 second chance points so far this afternoon for Texas.
Under 5 minutes left in the half. Swift lost the handle. Good D again by Texas, and Mim picks up the loose ball. Here comes Gabe Manecki. Big fella can dribble, looking for the trailer. Wagner fires up the 3.
They're almost impossible to stop when they're shooting that 3-point shot that way.
Wagner's hit a pair of 3s, 6 points, and a timeout. Texas leading LSU 32-23.
Ladies and gentlemen, Metro Airways 56. Trans-Europe Express. Frankfurt, Rome. Airlines Flight 755.
It's incredible. The most advanced shave is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Mach 3. Easy error-free loading, easy open flow rinsing, and 3 blades that shave progressively closer in 1 easy stroke. Mach 3. The closest shave in fewer strokes with less irritation. It's the easiest way to the closest shave. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Just a minute. Poor baby. Wow, 125. I'll go download your homework.
The Microsoft Connected Learning Community. With internet software that connects, you'll never miss school. Sorry.
A coach is there for guidance. A coach is there to give hope. A coach is there with answers. That's what the American Cancer Society is for people who are battling cancer.
A coach in the most important game of all. Life.
Hope, progress, answers.
To know more.
We saw those 6 on Thursday. I'm not so sure, Barry, that isn't permanent tattoo. I'm not sure. Texas 32, LSU 23. Texas on a 7-2 run over the last 2 minutes. And look at Texas in the second chance points. Mr. Booker, 15. LSU only 4.
Dominating LSU on the backboards, and LSU also with 9 turnovers. Not getting it done from the field. They've had a lot of good opportunities, has LSU, but they're not converting so far.
Well, that bucket in that run was the coast-to-coast drive by Lamont Rowland. As you mentioned, they've had the good look. Bashira's had a few. He hit the 3 from the corner, but yet the shots have not fallen, especially down on the low post.
And that's where they need to go. Take it in there to Swift and Smith down low.
Bashira puts it on the floor, drives, scoops. Boy, that lane is clogged up, and Bashira just lays there going, hey, help me out.
And Chris Owens standing over Brian Bashira, taunting a little bit. And the shot clock at 4 still, as that shot didn't hit the rim.
Rowland checks in. Out goes Collis Temple III, who played a minute. 3 on the shot. Bashira drives, Haynes, good. Got it just before the shot clock buzzer went off.
Basket's good.
He didn't realize he got fouled. Bashira had to run back down the court to play defense, and he's going to get a foul shooting opportunity. Big play for LSU, who had been struggling these last few moments.
And a critical foul for Texas because Kelly's got a pair, and now Gabe Maneke has 2. So a 3-point opportunity for Bashira.
See, he just needs the clock winding down. He needs that buzzer working against him to make a shot.
71% shooter. Off the iron, and the rebound goes out to William Wyatt, who's checked in for Texas. Under 4 minutes left. Maneke going one-on-one with Smith. Still has it. Hanging on the pivot. Took 1 too many steps. And a turnover. Mim will check back in when we come back. A timeout. 32-25 Longhorns over the Tigers of LSU. We'll be back to Salt Lake after this.
Let's see. College in 4 years. Costs up 40% over the next 5. Somebody do the math here.
It'd be great if our money would grow as fast as these kids. I can't believe.
Will paying for college be as painful as this? Let's get rid of it.
Hey, that kid just dropped a pretzel? Because I like pretzels. I really like
We'll be able to help with their
I
education.
wonder if we should have put that money in a trust. Maybe we would have.
I hope she was kidding about college in Hawaii.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
Over me.
Well, is there any doubt, Barry? He was a guest at Mardi Gras. Maybe he thinks he's still there.
Tim Brando.
Hey, coming up on Pennzoil at the half. Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg get you caught up on all the scores and highlights, plus live look-ins for games in progress. That's coming up. Pennzoil at the half. It may have been Brando.
Oh, he's in Birmingham, I believe.
2 ties, no lead changes. Mim with 9 points, 4 of 9 from the floor. Swift, 6 points, only taken the 2 shots. 1 of 2. 32-25. Texas by 7. It's really been a first half, Barry, of second chance points, and Texas has really done a job as Bright fires up 3. Owens crashes the board. Last touch by LSU.
Excellent D that time. William Clay and Chris Mim did a great job switching and communicating to contest that shot by Taurus Bright. LSU continuing to struggle offensively, down by 7.
Lawrence Williams, nice feed down low. Mim, will he draw the crowd?
He gets great position inside and took a little hop that time. All the traffic from LSU, that's the second time he's traveled, trying to gather himself after catching the ball down low.
Been a tough week for Chris Mim. Lost his grandmother just before Texas began their trip here to Salt Lake City. Very close to her. Rick Barnes told us, you know, maybe it hasn't even really settled in yet, and then he fights the flu here in Salt Lake.
William Clay playing some very aggressive defense there, picking up that foul.
Bright will go to the free throw line.
Forrest Bright at the free throw line for LSU. 1-1.
1-1 for Bright.
Chris Mim, the dominant player for Texas, doing good work inside, scoring on offensive rebounds and feeds down low. Has a couple of turnovers, but really the dominant player so far in this ballgame.
Bright makes both free throws. He has 4 points. LSU still striking distance with down five with just under 3 minutes left. One thing Texas did against Indiana State, Barry, in that first half was Kaloa going a 15-1 run, just blew out the Sycamores. They were down 25-24 and then went on a 15-1 run, and they were up by 13 at the half. Swift inside, reverse shot, Bright, and then Swift and Jabari Smith were there. And they're going to give the jam down to Jabari Smith, his second bucket.
A two-hand dunk by two different players for LSU.
Mim puts it on the floor. It'll be Texas basketball.
Well, offensive rebounding has gone Texas' way for most of the day, but this time Taurus Bright gets it on the rim. Mim can't block it, so crashing the board strong go Jabari Smith and Stromal Swift. Smith gets the deuce.
Well, so far that's a rare second chance opportunity by LSU. LSU on a 6-0 run off the front of the iron. Tigers want to run. Bright forcing the tempo, gives it off. Finger roll wouldn't go. Another look by Rowland. It was there and rolled off.
Good feed by Bright, good setup, but again, LSU getting a great shot at the basket, just not able to get it down.
Under 2 minutes left in the half. Wagner around the screen, takes it up and in.
Tough point guard for Texas. Ivan Wagner slashing to the hole, playing very well today for the Texas Longhorns with 8 points.
A couple of threes inside those 8 points. A third team, all Big 12 pick. A minute 30 remaining.
See if LSU can get it inside, get Stromal Swift involved.
Bridgewater in. Nice feed, and there's a flush. Hello.
That's getting him involved. Good feed by Bashara. Good job by LSU moving it around, getting it to their main man.
34-31. Texas. Owens on the wing. Hands off to Wagner. Spots up for a three. Mim. Backside rebound, and then Roy took another step. Boy, that's 3 turnovers this half where the big fella has shuffled his feet, and he looks frustrated.
No doubt. He's not sure what's going on, why that call is going against him.
And a timeout call by Texas. I think Rick Barnes wants to get an answer or two as well. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Step up.
And for LSU, trying to get it inside to Stromal Swift. He's down inside, trying to post up down low. And the ball is here. They're trying to swing it around. They swing it over to Bashara, kick it inside. Stromal Swift, the easy flush. Great ball movement. Stromal hammering it home. Stromal Swift, 8 points. 4 for 4 from the line. Stromal only 62% from there on the year, but getting it done from the line and inside.
Well, Mim has done the shuffle. Here in the, I'm not saying it's just shuffle. He's not playing shuffleboard. Those feet are shuffling. He's been called 3 times for traveling. Swift up high. Too strong. Contact underneath and a push.
That's 3. Jabari Smith picking up his third.
Jabari Smith, his third personal.
And I'm sure John Brady told him, just don't foul. Send him back in the game to play a little offense in the last minute of this first half. And Jabari Smith goes over the back, getting his 3rd foul, and that's a big blow for LSU.
Takes a seat with 4 points. Second team All-SEC pick. Final seconds of the first half. Shot clock is off. Texas playing for the final shot.
I'm sure they'll be looking for Chris Mim at the end of this sequence here.
And working on Bridgewater, who has to come in for the foul-plagued Jabari Smith. 7 left on the game clock. Inside, Owens wrap around to Mim. Too strong. Bright got the rebound. And at the buzzer, throws it up. And that's going to do it. 20 minutes, round 2 here in Salt Lake City. Good physical game. Rick Barnes even now doing some jawing on the officials about those traveling calls against Chris Mim. What a surprise. 3 times the whistle was called. Let's go down now courtside. Here's Mike Harris.
All right, thanks, Greg. Coach, what do you tell your team in the locker room?
Well, I think we got to do a better job on the offensive end. I thought we got a little carried away shooting the early shot. We still need to get the ball inside. Even though we missed a couple easy ones, we got to go back and just stick with our game plan.
All right, Coach, thanks.
All right, thank you, Mike. Texas leading LSU 34-31 at the half. Back to New York, and here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, Craig, so it's the Longhorns by 3 at the break. We want to send you now to the Midwest region action taking place in Cleveland. 8th seed.
Well, Texas is 22-3 this season when leading at the half. They're up by 3. CBS Sports coverage of NCAA men's basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, Microsoft, Merrill Lynch, and by Budweiser.
Boy, just a tremendous day here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Second round West region. Texas leading LSU by a score of 34-31. Craig Bullerjack back along with Barry Booker. First half, as we expected, even the officials stepped in and basically said, guys, it's physical. Make sure you just lay off a little bit. But still, Chris Mim having some foul problems. And I was surprised. He was whistled 3 times for what we've been told happened.
Yeah, and that's 4 total turnovers for Chris Mim. And let's take a look at the violation. He's going to get this offensive rebound, and let's see if he hops. He gets the ball on the ground, and there he does. He moves both feet before he goes back to take the shot. So that's a travel, and Dick Cartmel has been all over it.
Well, Mim with 9.6 rebounds, but as you mentioned, the 4 turnovers, and 3 of those 4 turnovers of the traveling variety. You look at the first half numbers, field goal percentage, 13 of 32 for Texas, 12 of 31 for LSU. Neither team really just burning up the nets, but you look at points in the paint, turnovers nearly even. Mim leads the way with 9 points, and Stromile Swift with 8 for LSU.
Very close, competitive ball game. Texas 4 of 9 from three-point range, 44%. LSU only 1 for 6 at 17%, having a tough time from the perimeter.
LSU will inbound to start the second half. Roland controls, who had 4 points and 3 steals.
Jabari Smith in foul trouble for LSU. He has to stay out of foul trouble, and LSU has been productive inside when they've taken it down low.
Oh, nice inside feed to Roland.
Beautiful. LSU began the second half converting on some easy opportunities.
1-point game. Oh, Jabari Smith can do so much more. I mean, he's got the foul trouble, but he can turn into a pretty good assist man when needed. Owens up top to the corner. Kelly breaks up around the 3-point line. He'll fire inside the 3 and hit.
Tough shot. Darren Kelly knocking it out. He's playing with a lot of confidence this afternoon.
He came off the bench with 21 against Indiana State on Thursday. Second bucket, 4 points. Smith thought about the 3. Now Bashera on the wing. Swift trying to back in, turns, fires, a little bit too strong. I think he was surprised how open he got. Such a quick first step.
Yeah, Chris Owens was applying a lot of pressure to him, then all of a sudden just backed off.
Down to Mim, turns, and Haynes had a good look off the rim and a whistle.
Owens on the reach in. Good block out by Jabari Smith. And Chris Mim has to be a little frustrated. Those turnovers in the first half, the traveling violations, he has to be thinking about that a little bit as he's catching the ball in the lane.
Backcourt pressure by Texas. Longhorns by 3. Torres Bright, the freshman, walks it up. Big fella. Smith hits the 3.
Stromau Swift able to hit that three-point shot. But if you're Texas, that's the shot you want him to take. That keeps him off the offensive glass, and he is not that good a shooter from out there.
Smith now with 7. 36 apiece. A whistle on the drive.
Fouls on LSU, number 43, Lamont Roland. First personal, first team foul.
Texas trying to get a little dribble penetration going, trying to get into this LSU defense, create some opportunities by driving it to the basket.
Contact, and on his back is Darren Kelly.
And Lamont Roland gets 2 fouls in a row.
LSU, number 43, Lamont Roland.
Roland with his second.
Second team foul.
Now Kelly's made a couple of aggressive moves to the basket, finds himself at the line once again. Texas has gotten away from a little bit, jamming it inside, giving it to Chris Mim down low.
Darren Kelly shooting free throws 71%. Front and back iron. Gabe Manecki is going to check in. Owens will come out for the Longhorns. Owens tremendous first half with 7 points, 4 boards, 2 blocks. Kelly with another. Smith reaches out. Rebound. Starts the break. Here comes LSU.
No numbers for LSU. Good move to pull it back out of there.
Swift puts it on the floor. Left hand shot around Mim. Grabs his own miss. Kicks it. And now a whistle on the drive.
Swift in the lane too long, and not a good decision by Stromau Swift to try to take that swooping left-handed shot against a tough defender. Roland driving down the baseline, but that was stopped because Stromau Swift was standing in the lane from the time he drove in there against Chris Mim and took that earlier shot.
Wagner.
Texas really searching for offensive rhythm.
Trying to spread it out. Manecki on the floor. Swoops it up and good. Little knuckleball. 7 for Manecki. Texas now up by 2. Coming up on the 17-minute mark of the second half. The winner here will advance to the Sweet 16.
A very competitive ball game. The front lines for both of these ball clubs doing a lot of damage.
Tough inside play. Manecki's going to pick up his 3rd.
Physical play inside continues. A strong Texas front line.
Well, Sunday on 60 Minutes, who are the masters of the net? The internet, that is. They're taking the cyber world by storm. And why is the mayor of one of the world's hottest vacation spots giving visitors a cold shoulders? You'll get the answer Sunday on 60 Minutes. Jabari Smith, baseline, up against Owens. Soft floater. Grab the miss, puts it back up and in, and a 3-point opportunity.
Jabari Smith, despite the fact that he has 3 fouls from the first half, very aggressive with the basketball. Chris Owens trying to take that charge. Smith's shoulder down. That could have been a charge call, but Smith staying under control, coming up with the offensive rebound and getting the deuce, and now to the line trying to complete that 3-point play. Jabari Smith.
And Barry, a 58% shooter from the line. Another net first lead for LSU today. 3-point play by Smith. He has 8.
Texas out of their offensive flow. They're not getting the ball inside, getting those post-up opportunities as they were during the first half.
Boy, quick first step. Manecki battling, gets his miss, and a putback. There will be no basket. Foul before the shot.
Well, Texas has struggled over the past few moments because they haven't fed it inside, come up with easy opportunities down low, but they did it that time with Gabe Manecki taking it strong to the basket.
Number 21.
foul situation in this game is going to play a factor down the stretch run. Owens with 3, Manecki with 3 for Texas. Rowland now with 3, along with Jabari Smith.
Rowland picked up 3 quick ones. Didn't have any at halftime. Now has 3.
Clay for 3. Way off the mark. Falls into the hands of Bright. And the freshman pushes on the trailer to Bridgewater. Well, they're calling it both ends. You got to say the officials have caught Mim 3 times for, as we were told, hopping.
Yep.
And now coming back down the other side, it's Bridgewater taking steps.
Beautiful job by Taurus Bright, pushing it in transition. Bridgewater uncomfortable catching it, running full speed to the basket. He did travel on his way to the hoop, but Texas offensively really out of sync, not getting it inside where they still have some good ball players.
Brady and Barnes have not been happy, the 2 head coaches, on some of the calls here. But the officials really try to set tempo in this game early.
Trying to cut out a lot of the physical play, and they have done a good job of that. Settling things down inside. Texas doing a nice job on that last trip, feeding it in to Manecki, who passed it over to Owens for an easy opportunity. He's at the line.
57% shooter. As a team, Texas shoots 64% from the line. And that foul went to Bridgewater, his first. Another for Owens. Makes the second. Owens now with 8 points and a timeout. We're tied at 39. Second round of the West here in Salt Lake. We'll be right back.
Cut! The dog is supposed to cry. So let's do one more. Are you finished?
Texas and LSU tied at 39. Let's open up our Microsoft data bank. Rick Barnes is the only coach in NCAA history to take 3 different teams to the NCAA tournament in his second season as a head coach at that school. Providence, Clemson, and now Texas.
Quite a character. Rick Barnes, got to talk with him, spend some time with him on Wednesday, and he just entertained several members of the media for about the length of that practice time his club had out here on Tuesday, or on Wednesday.
Wright was bringing it down, and a whistle away from the ball.
Texas foul, number 25.
Kelly picks up his third for Texas, so now 3 Texas players with 3 fouls. Kelly, Manecki, and Owens.
And the officials trying to tighten up on the physical play inside with these 2 strong front lines.
On the inbounds, Jabari Smith, Bashera now, hands to Bright, jump shot right down the middle.
Beautiful shot by Taurus Bright. He is the difference in this LSU ball club this year. They've had the strong front line, but Taurus Bright's guard play and ability to control the tempo is what has made LSU a very good basketball team this season.
Well, Barry Bright now with 6 points. He was the co-SEC player of the year, along with Arkansas's Joe Johnson. From the corner, 3-pointer short. Smith blocked out, got the rebound. Mim, after that timeout, by the way, is back in. Jump shot. Oh, Bridgewater now off the bench with 6 points. And LSU starting to warm up now, up by 4 with 15 minutes to go.
Brad Bridgewater really playing well for LSU. He has only played in 24 of the team's 32 games this season. Not getting a lot of time, but getting it today due to some foul trouble.
Triple team on Manecki, give to Mim, and a whistle. 3-second call. Oh, look at the look on Mim.
Chris Mim just cannot catch a break this afternoon.
You know, we talked to a lot of the Texas people. Rick Barnes, here's a young guy, 7 feet, so much. So the gift has been given to him, but yet he's a young guy who keeps control. You rarely will see him display anger.
And he has worked so hard to take advantage of that ability that he has.
Rebound goes to Texas. Here comes Kelly. Boy, tough across the court pass. Clay, Manecki thought about the 3. Back to Wagner. Now Manecki, 3-ball, good.
Gabe Manecki stepping out on the perimeter, getting it done from outside. Only an 18% three-point shooter coming into this game, but he's hit a couple today.
Cuts that LSU lead down to 1. Manecki in that first game against Indiana State played 34 minutes and put on a show. 16 points, 8 rebounds. Bashera. Manecki on the rebound. Here comes Wagner. Up to Clay. They're going to feed Mim. Jump hook. How do you stop that?
Impossible.
You don't.
That 7-footer, and Texas has been very effective when they've run, when they push it down the court quickly and gotten shots down inside.
Mim in double figures, but answering back is Stromile Swift. 14 points.
2 3-pointers from Stromile this afternoon. Only made 5 on the season, but he stepped out and come up big outside.
Mim, good look. Bridgewater put a body on him. He'll pick up his second.
LSU foul number 54, Brad Bridgewater.
Chris Mim gets incredible position inside. Look at him post up. He's within 5 feet of the basket when he catches the ball. It's easy on the finish when he gets that kind of position.
For Texas, shooting 2.
Mim today 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He's got a dozen.
Number 20, Chris Owens reports back in for Texas.
Only 5 of 12 from the field so far today is Chris Mim. It's starting to crank it up a little bit as we get down the stretch of this ball game.
You see 5 turnovers, 3 of those, the hops as we call them. There's been some frustration on his face, but he's really shown no anger. He missed the second. Bridgewater goes out for LSU after some good spark off the bench, and back in is Jabari Smith. Forrest Bright walks it across midcourt, picked up by Wagner. Right to the corner. Jermaine Williams. Smith. Nice feed. Stromile Swift rejected, but a whistle. If this is on Mim, it'll be his second. And it is.
Good strong move by Stromile Swift. Going right at the 7-footer. Chris Mim should just back off a little bit. Make Stromile Swift prove he can make that shot with Mim just standing there contesting it. He's a little too aggressive going after the block on that try.
Swift 61%, but today 4 of 4.
You got him, Craig.
It's amazing. In the course of a season, you talk about percentages and
well,
streaks.
Shooters eventually get back to their percentage. Stromile Swift, not that strong from the foul line, and he's coming back to that 62% percentage that he shot on the season.
Well, after making 4 straight misses, back-to-back free throws. Under 13 minutes left. Wagner up off the glass, and Wagner now in double figures with 10. Manecki has 10, Mim has a dozen, and Swift leads the way for LSU with 14.
When Texas has played at a faster pace, they have been much more effective. Wagner needs to continue to push it, continue to drive it to the basket.
Swift comes up top, ball batted away, picked up by Jabari Smith. 17 on the shot clock. He puts it on the floor, hangs on the pivot, lets the traffic come by. Nice feed inside and a whistle. Hollis Temple III flying down the lane.
Jabari Smith, an outstanding passer at 6'11", playing the center position, averages nearly 2.5 assists a game, and set up Hollis Temple right there for an easy opportunity. Good cut to the basket by Temple, and he's whacked across the arm by Wagner.
2 shots for Temple. Makes the first, 76% shooter. You notice I didn't say that until after he shot.
I thought he had left that one short, but it got there.
Missed the second. Mim looking for the rebound and the reverse jam.
Showtime for Stromile Swift. Mim pursuing the rebound, and Swift got the easy opportunity, and he knows what to do with it.
LSU by 2. 12 minutes left. Manecki from the corner. Drains it. Is Ivan Wagner. He's got 13 out of San Antonio. Well, he elevated. You know, he's a former NCAA high jump champ at 7 feet 6.5. Turnover. Here comes Owens. 2-on-1. Kelly.
Seeing the athleticism of both these ball clubs. Darren Kelly again with a strong finish.
Back the other way. Texas up now by 3. They feed Swift. Backing in. Double team. Jump shot. Good. Wow. 18. Back and forth.
The tempo is up. Stromal Swift showing what he can do down low.
Texas 52, LSU 51.
End-to-end action these last few moments.
Three-pointer coming back. Kelly, 9 points out of Forestville, Maryland. Forget about the struggles he had in the Big 12 tournament. He's having himself quite a show here in Salt Lake City. A timeout. Texas and LSU in a battle. Longhorns by 4. We'll be right back. .54 left in this up and down battle between Texas and LSU. You know, we talked about powerful fronts. Body on body today. It's now turning into run and gun transition between the Longhorns and Tigers.
And especially for the Longhorns, getting it in transition, and the big people can handle the basketball for Texas. That's Chris Owens in the middle of the lane, giving it up to a little guard, Darren Kelly, with a hammer finish. Texas guards coming up big today. 7 of 14 on three-point shooting for the Longhorns this afternoon.
Smith gives it up to Bashera, drives, splits the seam, gets the shot up, cut shot. Gonna belong to LSU.
Good D by Chris Owens, forcing a difficult opportunity for Bashera.
And another timeout here in Salt Lake. Texas and LSU, 10:40 remaining. Longhorns by 4. LSU chasing Texas down by 4, and they are chasing the Longhorns with Swift and Smith.
Stromal Swift taking over in the second half for LSU, getting it down low inside. Smith has been saddled with foul trouble much of the day, but he is picking it up as well as LSU's inside game starting to step it up. Texas transition game getting going.
Well, CBS Sports Line stat of the game, and here's what we're talking about, how this game is picked up. 8 of 12 for the Longhorns, 8 of 14 for LSU. Get complete NCAA tournament coverage at cbs.sportsline.com. Turnover, Texas. Here they come. Longhorns take it away.
Good hands by Manecki, swatting away the pass from Jabari Smith.
What a move by Kelly, but backside help by Swift. He got one block, and Mim comes back in a foul.
And that's Jabari Smith getting his 4th. And look at that crossover move. Darren Kelly shaking Brian Bashera out of his shoes, but Stromal Swift out of nowhere to block it. But Smith down low swatted Chris Mim across the arm.
For Texas, Chris Mim at the line, shooting 2.
Mim misses the front end. 55-51, Texas and LSU. Texas in orange, LSU in gold. 13 points for Wagner. Swift is leading the way for LSU with 18. And that last rebound before the foul, Mim's first board here in the second half. He gets another, missed them both, and a whistle.
Chris Owens pushing off, and for LSU, it's been their inside play that has kept them close in this game. For Texas lately, it's been transition play. Chris Mim has struggled, only 5 of 12 from the field so far, as he has had some illness trouble, a little case of the stomach flu, and he may be feeling the effects of that today as he's had a really tough time.
Well, he's got his hands wrapped around the bottom of his shorts. Owens now will have to leave with 4 fouls. And Swift will toe the line. 4 of 6 today. Made his first 4. Missed his last 2.
18 points today for Stromal Swift.
And that's big. 1-1. He'll get another 19 points for the sophomore out of Shreveport.
The co-SEC player of the year, the sophomore Stromal Swift, the dominant player on this LSU ball club.
Makes the second. 20 points for Stromal Swift. That's 4 over his season average. LSU to within 2.
Manecki by LSU.
They get off to Kelly in the corner, guarded by Rowland.
See if Texas can get Chris Mim involved in this half-court setting. That's their best option, to take it inside to Mim.
Manecki on the drive. Back to Wyatt. Just checked in, short off the iron. And it's going to belong to LSU. Chance to tie.
LSU better in the half-court setting at this point. Texas has not gotten much inside, especially in the second half. For LSU, Stromae Swift has been a load to handle.
Bridgewater back in. He's been an important offensive player for John Brady today with 3 buckets, 6 points. Rowland gives off to Swift with 13 on the shot clock. Rowland driving baseline up and touched by Mim. Well, he got his hand up inside the net, but that ball was falling back the other way. No call.
Good aggressive move to the basket by Lamont Rowland. But when you get inside, a Texas front line is going to challenge every shot.
Boy, Carlos Temple really playing some defense on Manecki. A loose ball picked up by LSU.
Good rebound by Temple.
3-on-2. Wright spots up for 3.
Big bucket. Great feed by Lamont Rowland to set up Torres Bright for that 3-point shot.
Only a freshman. This kid averaged 33 points in high school. He can light it.
And LSU has been able to slow the tempo on Texas.
Mim reached out for the rebound, but it was Swift who gathered it in for LSU. Now Rowland again, putting on a little dribbling act. We're tied. Nope, LSU 56. Texas 55. After that 3 by Bright. Good look. Stromae Swift sets a little strong. Kelly on the rebound for Texas.
Stromae Swift has hit a couple of 3-point shots, but that's certainly not his game. Only a 20% 3-point shooter coming into this one. 4 3-point field goals on the year for Stromae Swift before this game.
Across to Manecki, into Mim, turns around, jump shot, little strong. Bridgewater scoops it up. LSU coming down court again. Bright quickly to Temple.
Chris Mim still struggling. That last shot, a brick from him. Texas having a lot of trouble in half-court setting. They're not getting anything offensively inside from Mim.
Under 8 minutes left. Bridgewater pops out.
Shot clock down for LSU.
Under double digits, up on 7 now. Bridgewater. Collis Temple short. Mim will try to chase it down in the corner. And now a timeout. Mim, to me, looks exhausted. 1-point game. We'll be right back.
Mud-free mud flaps. Bug-free grills. Some people treat SUVs like they're cars. At Isuzu, we don't build SUVs that get mistaken for cars. That's why we're not afraid to back them with America's longest warranty. Because we know it's more fun getting
LSU leading Texas by 1. As we went to break, I made the mention, Barry, that Mim, to me, just looks exhausted. I mean, his jersey, you could wring it out right now. We mentioned he's had the flu, took some fluids last night. 12 points. He's 5 of 13 from the floor. He's hustled on the boards with 9, but yet he's turned it over 5 times, and how strange, no blocks to this point.
And he has a slightly green hue to him today. It's not your TV screen, folks. Chris Mim not feeling his best this afternoon for Texas.
Texas has missed their last 5 shots. Coming up on the 7-minute mark. Manecki from way out. 6 in a row they've missed. Another rebound for Swift.
And it's all perimeter right now for Texas. They're not jamming it inside where Manecki and Mim can be most effective. They're taking jump shots from the perimeter.
Well, Manecki and Mim, they're known as the M&M boys. They average 31 points and 17 rebounds a game. Today, the two have combined for 22. And a timeout at the 6:51 mark. We'll take another break. Don't go anywhere. Buckle up. We'll be back.
Your car's been in an accident, and the repairs are taking too long. The problem's not your body shop, it's your insurance company. I can't fix cars, but I can cut the red tape, so my customers get their cars back faster. You're in good hands with Allstate. Mine.
Looking inside that Texas huddle, head coach Rick Barnes in his second season. Very Texas missing their last 6 shots from the floor. And right now, Mim will take a seat on the bench. A little smaller lineup now for Texas.
A little more quickness. Texas trying to pick it up defensively to make this a more up-tempo game as you see the foul trouble.
Owens with 4, Smith for 4 for LSU.
Still nearly 7 minutes to play in this ball game.
Wright, the freshman, drive, hangs, and misses. Oh, the tip wouldn't go. Rolled right off by Strobile Swift. Oh, he was elevated.
Just hanging around, just waiting for the ball to come off the rim.
Down low on the block, Manecki in trouble. Back to Wagner, three-pointer down.
Good pass by Manecki. All 5 LSU Tigers moved down into the lane as Manecki made his move to the basket. Good kick out to set up Wagner.
Wagner now 16 points. That nearly doubles his season average. Texas by 2. Wright across the court. Temple. Picked up by Kelly in the corner.
Collis Temple, the redshirt freshman, played so well for LSU in the SEC tournament, but struggling a little here in the NCAA tournament.
Another three-point try on the way. Off the mark. Temple the rebound with Owens. And that could be it. Owens with 4 on the floor right now, and it's going to be his 5th.
Big blow to the Texas Longhorns. Chris Owens had been playing so well for Texas. 8 points so far today, and he's done. It's nice to be able to go to the bench and send in your 7-foot All-American to replace him, though.
Well, Owens only 1 point this half, had 7 at the break. And so Mim, after the short rest, back in. And Temple at the free throw line. He is you're looking at the great nephew of the great Jesse Owens and Chris Owens.
Collis Temple, a strong family line in LSU basketball history. His father, Collis Temple II, the first African-American player to play basketball at LSU, and there's a good look at it.
And Temple, with his dad looking on, sinks both free throws, and we are tied at 58. .545 to go here in Salt Lake City, tied at 58. The M&M boys, and we're talking Mim and Manecki. Over 1,000 points between the two. If you break that down game to game, Barry, it's 31 points and 17 rebounds. Now remember, Chris Owens, the backup to both Manecki and Mim at times, is out. He's fouled out with 5. So Mim, who's battling the flu, is going to have to go the distance.
He should get some help with the timeouts coming down the stretch of this ball game, but Mim not nearly 100% today, not playing his best ball game this afternoon for Texas.
Kelly, errant pass, a costly turnover in a tight game. He was looking for Wagner as he broke to the hoop. LSU basketball.
Texas laboring in the half-court setting of late. LSU has slowed this ball game down, and that's what the loss of Chris Owens will do for Texas. It's going to slow them down even more.
Swift up high to set the pick on the breakdown baseline comes Bashera, tied up, and they're going to call jump ball.
Texas basketball, great D by Chris Mim to come over and get that tie up on Brian Bashera.
Possession arrow pointing down Texas way.
Bashera flying in from the baseline, and Chris Mim forcing him to alter the shot, pull it down, and then Mim able to cap it and get the turnover for Texas.
Longhorns able to break the press. William Clay on the wing. They fade Mim. He draws the double team. Back out. Clay now to Kelly. 20 on the shot clock, under 5 minutes left.
LSU trying to pick it up defensively. Texas trying to take it in to Chris Mims.
Inside, in the bucket, and out. That's going to be whistled on Stromile Swift.
That shot all the way down by Chris Mims as he's posting up against Stromile Swift. Gets such great position inside. Once he catches it inside the lane, there's nothing Swift can do except hang on for the ride.
Mims 2 of 6 from the free throw line. Make that now 2 of 7. Muttering some words to himself.
And a 72% foul shooter on the season. You know there's something a little bit wrong with him when he's having such a tough time from the line.
Got the second, 13 for the All-American out of Austin, Texas. He played at Westlake High School. Absolutely no jealousy with this guy. He's gotten all the headlines, all the print, but nothing but respect from his teammates. Bright hung up in the air, able to get it away. Shot short by Rowland. Rebound. Smith in traffic. Mims got the block and the rebound.
Great block by Chris Mims, swatting Jabari Smith's shot out of there.
First block for Mims. Boy, if the lights are going to come on, it's about right now.
And he's giving all-out effort today. Chris Mims of Texas trying to carry his club to the Sweet 16.
Texas by 1. Wagner watching the shot clock. Now down below 10. Wagner makes his move, spins left, floats it up. Little strong. Bashara with the rebound, nearly tied up, and Wagner says, "No, I didn't touch him." I'm surprised the way this game's been called. There wasn't a whistle there.
Yeah, the officials have been quick to call the fouls with all this beef on the court this afternoon. The big front lines, both for LSU and Texas.
Jabari Smith on the low block. Bodies on the deck. No whistle. He'll take the jumper and hits. That breaks the drought of 6 shots they've missed in a row. And the big fella at 6'11", now with 10 points. 45 career double-figure games for the senior from Atlanta.
And back and forth. LSU surges ahead by 1. In Texas, in this slow-down game, they have had so much trouble when it's gotten down to just a half court at a time, and they're running shot clock.
Maneke backing in, splits it, whistle. It was between Smith and Swift.
Swift underneath. Good strong move by Maneke. And Texas finally taking it back inside, trying to get some work done by Gabe Maneke down low and Chris Mims. And Stromile Swift kind of just standing there, but moved under Maneke a little bit to pick up that foul.
Gabe Maneke, 59% free throw shooter. That's 3 fouls on Swift. Maneke today 2 of 3 from the line.
Neither one of these ball clubs very good from the line. Texas only a 65% foul shooting team on the season.
Makes the second. Maneke has 11 and a timeout here in Salt Lake City. 3:04 to go. We're tied up at 60. We'll be back. Well, drama unfolding here in Salt Lake City. Round 2 of the West Region. Texas and LSU tied at 60 with 3:04 remaining. West Region in Salt Lake, 60-60, Texas and LSU. Chris Mims, the 7-footer from Texas, the All-American, battling the flu, yet still with 13 points and 10 rebounds. LSU riding the shoulders of Stromile Swiftberry with 20 points. It's been physical, but in this second half, we've seen more up-tempo.
Especially for Texas. They have been most effective in the second half when they have gotten in transition. LSU in the half-court setting has been able to take it inside and get points from Stromile Swift down low.
Under the 3-minute mark. Wright, the freshman, stripped. Got that ball bouncing a little bit too high and reaching in was Texas. That was William Clay, and now a quick timeout call. We'll take a break. 2:44 left. A Sweet 16 invite awaits. Texas or LSU.
Call Merck to learn more about an FDA-approved hair loss treatment, or call your doctor to discuss which treatment is best for you.
Enterprise? Hi, my car's out of commission, so I'm out of commission.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up.
This is great.
Drive you to our place. We'll pick you up.
2:44 left here at the John N. Humpson Center in Salt Lake City. We look at this recap, Barry. 7 ties. We've had 9 lead changes. Mim, who's battling the flu, he took fluids yesterday, missed practice, still with 13 points and 9 rebounds. And the story for LSU has been Stromile Swift, the first-team All-SEC, co-player of the year, has thrown down 20 points for the Tigers. Foul trouble also a story. Chris Owens is out, who backs up Mim, and with the flu, Mim's going to go out. Will have to go the rest of the way.
And Texas really having a tough time playing half-court basketball against a good LSU defense.
Well, the officials converge. Last touch by LSU. And Texas, Barry, making just one of their last 8 shots.
And Texas going to ride Chris Mim as far as he will take them today, trying to get the ball inside to him and keep him going.
Inbound to Kelly, thought about the 3. Working one-on-one with Rowland off the iron, and a rebound goes to Swift.
Stromile Swift so quick off the floor, went after the block shot and then immediately back up for the rebound. And he has been the story inside today for LSU with his 20 points.
That was the 9th rebound, and coming back the other way for the layup is Bright, the freshman, in double figures with 11. There was so much talk, and we talked about this early in the game. Could LSU, I mean, they play down at sea level. Mim rejected by Swift. Would the altitude play a difference? Because they looked sluggish in that first-round game against Southeast Missouri State. There is no sign of that here in the stretch run.
Stromile Swift met Chris Mim at the rim and won that battle.
LSU by 2. Swift off the glass. Oh, a clutch bucket by the Tigers. 22 for the sophomore.
Stromile Swift trying to take this game over at both ends of the court. Big defensive play and a big bucket for the Tigers.
Under a minute and a half, Bashera the steal. Wagner on the chase.
Hustle by Ivan Wagner after making the turnover. Great job by Brian Bashera stepping in the passing lane. And LSU doing it with defense. Chris Mim, a clear path to the basket, wide open, but one of the best shot blockers in the country. Stromile Swift averaging nearly 3 blocks a game, coming over to throw that one out. Huge block shot for LSU, and then the run out after the steal by Bashera, sliding into the passing lane. LSU with a chance to go up by 6.
71% shooter. Bashera, first point this half. 6 on the game. And this is the young man that won it for LSU against Southeast Missouri State Thursday with a 3-pointer with about 17 seconds left. LSU by 5. Make it 6.
Speaking of 3-pointers, Texas has been very effective from 3-point range. 8 out of 17. They're going to need them down the stretch.
A minute 14 remaining. Texas. Monecki spinning, lost control. And the rebound goes to Swift, and they'll reach in on Monecki. That's going to be 4 on the senior from Houston.
And all of a sudden, this game that had been so close all day long, with all the ties and the lead changes, LSU has taken control with their defense. Stromile Swift picking up the loose ball and heading back to the foul line, where he has been very effective this afternoon.
Swift now 22 points. 6 of 8 from the free throw line. You talk about LSU doing this with defense. On this season, they've held their opponents at 38% from the floor.
Only give up about 63 points a ball game. That big front line, Stromile Swift, Jabari Smith, and Brian Bashera do a great job contesting shots inside, which allows their perimeter players to play very aggressively.
Only the 3rd miss by Swift. Well, you see the emotion. Everyone knows you lose, you go home. Sweet 16 awaits. 23 for Swift. 15 of those 23 in this half. Wagner drives, Haynes, ball off the rim. Kelly tries a rebound, pulls it in for Texas. A minute left. Jumper good and a timeout.
Great job by Darren Kelly getting that bucket.
Kelly's got 11. Longhorns still breathing in Salt Lake. Under a minute left here in the West Region, second round. LSU, the 4th seed. Texas, the 5th seed.
Texas number 15 in the country, LSU number 10 in the nation. And Texas, after having so much success with offensive rebounding, getting 15 second chance points in the first half, they finally get their first second chance points in the second half with that basket by Darren Kelly.
Well, both these teams, tremendous seasons. LSU 27 wins. That's the second most in school history. 31 is a school record set back in 80-81.
That's a good guy to foul. Jabari Smith going to have to step to the line. Only 59% foul shooter for LSU. You can see the Texas players looking at the bench. Should I foul this guy? Should I foul this one? And getting the word to make the hack.
Well, Smith has only been at the line once. He's 1 of 1. As you mentioned, though, 58% shooter. Chris Ogden, a freshman out of Seminole, Texas, comes in for Rick Barnes. Well, I thought it was going to be short. 11 for the big fella. Coming up next, March Madness continues here on CBS. Oklahoma, Purdue, Auburn battles Iowa State, and here in Salt Lake, Arizona, the 1 seed in the West, taking on Wisconsin. That's coming up next, and check local listings for the game in your area.
And Craig, I tell you, there is parity in college basketball like never before. And there are going to be some incredibly competitive ball games just like this one throughout this weekend to play in the NCAA tournament.
Boy, Smith with 2 huge free throws. Menecki the other way with 13 and a timeout. Longhorns refuse to fold. 47 seconds and change left in Salt Lake.
Let's see, college in 4 years, costs up 40% over the next 5. Somebody do the math here.
It'd be great if our money would grow as fast as these kids. I can't believe.
Will paying for college be as painful as this? It's getting ugly.
Hey, that kid just dropped a pretzel? Because I like pretzels. I really like
We'll be able to help with their
I
education.
wonder if we should have put that money in a trust. Maybe we would have.
I hope she was kidding about college in Hawaii.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
The Tigers of LSU leading the Longhorns of Texas 69-64. 47 seconds, Barry. We played this game. It's a lifetime. So many opportunities. You look at the team fouls. Texas with 11, LSU 8. Timeouts. That's going to be an important stat right there.
None for Texas remaining. But for LSU, they're only a 64% foul shooting team. They may give Texas some opportunities to catch up.
Bashera caught in the middle. Turnover. Kelly has it. Bashera on the turf. Loose ball. Still popping out. Swift has it. Mid giving chase. And he catches him at the three-point line.
Well, LSU also averages 17 turnovers a game. And Brian Bashera, the culprit frequently. He lost the ball, and then it's a wild scramble. Texas desperate to come up with the basketball, trying to fight their way back in. Legs, arms, everything flying around. And then finally Stromaus Swift busting out of there with the basketball.
Mim showed me something. Boy, he's got some speed at 7 feet. Going down and catching Swift, who's 7 of 10 from the free throw line.
Probably the weakest aspect of his game, foul shooting, 61.5% coming into this ball game. Now he's 7 of 11.
Barry, over the last 5 minutes, LSU is now 8 of 9. Oh, he missed them both. Mim the rebound. Texas still breathing. Wagner across midcourt. Picked up by Bright inside of Menecki. Stripped away.
Another steal by Rowland. He has been huge today. There was an easy opportunity for Gabe Menecki, but Rowland took it away.
Rowland with his 4th steal.
And good job by Texas. You don't have to have 3-pointers at this stage. There is time left. and they had an easy opportunity. Gabe Manecki from point-blank range, and Rowland comes in there, takes it away. Manecki brought it down all the way to his waist, allowed Lamont Rowland to step in there and take it away from him.
Darren Kelly fouls out with 11 points. That's the second Longhorn to have to ride the bench here in the second half. Owens picked up his 5th at about the 6-minute mark.
Another poor foul shooter, only 61% from the line is Rowland.
Huge free throws.
30-second timeout.
And a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break. LSU by 6.
A little stress? Bet us online investors aren't helping your blood pressure.
Online? I'm on Wall Street, a professional.
My online broker lets me see stock quotes the same way they see them at the exchange.
You do not see them continuously, not as the market's moving.
Actually, I do. Say ah.
Ah.
That's why Daytech calls it streamer.
Very well.
Daytech Online. The rules are changing.
LSU, Texas. What a game from start to finish. LSU cashing in on free throws here in the second half. And they lead by 6.
With only 25 seconds left, I still have the feeling that Texas is going to make a push here. They are a good three-point shooting team, and LSU a poor foul shooting team. So that is a combination that could allow the Longhorns to get back into this game, even with only 25 seconds to play.
Rowland has 1 free throw remaining. Ooh, miss, and a big miss off to Wagner. Ivan Wagner pushing it up. Looking for the 3. Kicks, fires, and hits. Wagner with 19.
Here come the Longhorns with their three-point shooting.
3-point game and a quick foul on Wagner, reaching in. And that will send Jermaine Williams, a sophomore out of Baton Rouge, to the free throw line.
Ivan Wagner, the point guard for Texas, has had a strong game this afternoon. A big three-point basket cut that lead down to 3. Wagner 5 of 7 on three-point field goals today.
All right, you zero in now on Williams from the free throw line. 75%. Hands are clasped. And the prayers now go up from Texas. Williams makes the first. His first points. Makes the second, rattles it in.
Big foul shots for LSU. Here comes Texas back at it again, trying to get a 3.
Wagner floats it. Strong, knocked out of bounds. Both officials glance at one another, and it's going to be Texas basketball with 6.1 seconds remaining.
Texas.
Well, you have to get it underway very quickly and then get a quick foul. Put LSU on the line again. Texas has to have a three-pointer, and right away.
Into Manecki. Guarded by Bashara. The shot away. LSU is going to the Sweet 16. The SEC now 6-2 in the tournament. LSU by 5, the Chevy most valuable players of the game. Ivan Wagner with 16, Stromile Swift with 23. What a game. LSU now 28-5. Texas finishes at 24-9. Let's go to New York, and here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, so we have another entry into the Sweet 16, and it's the Tigers of LSU 72-67 over the Texas Longhorns in Cleveland. 49.9 to play.